The moment that the old school X-Men were announced to be coming back, and quite a few of them in Avengers Doomsday, the automatic theory that jumped out online and everybody wants to talk about it is this film, is Avengers Doomsday in fact Avengers versus X-Men? Well, in this video, I'm going to explain to you how it's not, but also it is, because it will happen in this film. It's just not the crux of the film. So Avengers vs. X-Men has been something that's been rumored to be happening as a film for quite a few years, ever since Fox was bought by Disney. Now, when it comes to the concept, it most recently happened well over a decade ago, and it was in the pages of AVX. And in this, we essentially saw the X-Men and the Avengers clash for a brief period of time, up until everybody focused their attention on the Phoenix Force, the very same Phoenix Force that is part of Jean Grey, aka the Phoenix, taking on the Phoenix Five, aka 5 members of the X-Men like Cyclops, Colossus, Emma Frost, Magic, and Namor. And ultimately, the story boils down to, okay, some Avengers beat some X-Men, some X-Men beat some Avengers, but we gotta put our differences aside and, well, deal with the bigger threat. This is typically how most versus films work, you know? We saw this in Civil War, for example, although not as extreme, or as extreme as something like Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. So the working theory that everybody has for the upcoming Avengers Doomsday is that the likes of Professor X, Magneto, Beast, Mystique, Cyclops, Nightcrawler, and a couple others that have yet to be announced, which more than likely are X-Men from the same universe we saw in the Marvels, where we don't exactly know what universe that is, but we know it's not the proper X-Men film universe that we followed before, that those X-Men are going to be fighting the Avengers. Now, I will say, yes, they will. We will get an element of Avengers versus X-Men in this film. And here's how I think it's going to play out. So Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom is the ultimate opportunist. He will more than likely be a survivor of an incursion world, or know that an incursion is coming and trying to prevent it and save his universe, which falls in line with what we heard recently, and the Russo brothers leaned into it, and that's that they will be using Jonathan Hickman's run of Secret Wars, which is from, again, about a decade ago, just like AVX, and that focuses on universes clashing and crashing into one another, and, well, the survivors are the ones that get to live. I'm going with the theory that he, due to Monica being stuck in the X-Men universe, is the root cause of a incursion that starts in this X-Men universe. And again, this is the same universe that we saw Beast in. Doctor Doom will be able to convince these X-Men that the root cause of their problem is the MCU and that they are attacking. He's going to be like, guys, if you want to survive, if you want your universe to survive, you got to take these guys out. They are the ultimate bad guys. And then he can show them the concept and the idea of the sacred timeline, being like, your existence will get wiped out if you do not help me get to the God King of everything, because they are also going after him to save their sacred timeline. And when they save it, every other timeline, including yours, is going to be wiped out from existence. The X-Men then will join forces with Doctor Doom. They will then jump into the MCU and start attacking our heroes, while being led by Doctor Doom under a false pretense. During this clash, they will naturally throw some banter at one another, things are going to be said, and then we're going to figure out in the film that something is up. Because when the Avengers fight Doctor Doom in that same battle, probably towards the end of the first act or the early part of the second act, Doom's mask will get damaged, and they're going to realize it's Tony Stark, but not really. This is when the X-Men are going to take note of this and be like, hold up, what's going on? This is where the bigger plot at play will sort of fold out, right? They're going to be like, so you're trying to kill us because of incursions. We're also trying to get to this MacGuffin because we know incursions are happening, because we've been warned about this. We got a problem. And that's when they're going to realize Doctor Doom is setting everybody up. Doom's plan will fall apart, but he's going to have a contingency plan for when he ultimately does it. This is where I believe they're going to bring in a couple variants of Avengers / other heroes that are evil and working for Doctor Doom. I suspect that it's going to be characters we haven't seen from Earth 838, aka Illuminati world from Multiverse of Madness. He's going to recruit some of them. Hey, Black Bolt is gone? Well, what other Inhuman could take his place? Maybe Medusa. Hey, look at that. Who could be the Iron Man of that universe? Well, what if it's a variant that's like Tom Cruise or somebody else that's been rumored? Essentially, they're going to come in and attack, and both sides realize that they were fighting each other. The Avengers and the X-Men realize they're fighting for the same thing, survival, while this guy just wants to destroy everything and forge a new universe in his own image. This is when they start running for the MacGuffin. And it's a clock is ticking type of thing. Who's going to get to Loki first? Who's going to get to the MacGuffin first? And, well, that's for the movie to reveal to us. But I think what I just spelled out is more or less how at least the first half is going to go. There is no way they bring back X-Men and these actors who play them who are beloved and then straight up make them just fight the Avengers who are other characters we love. That's exactly why versus movies don't work and why they always become the heroes that are fighting each other teaming up versus a greater threat. You know, look at Godzilla versus Kong, for example, you know? That ends up something else in the end. Oh, it's Mecha Godzilla. So you always got to have a foil. That's going to be the revelation of Doctor Doom and his ultimate plan. So while we are going to get an element of Avengers versus X-Men, I do agree with that. This is not like how some websites or outlets are pitching it. Like IGN. Oh, it's Avengers versus X-Men. It's exactly what it is. No, it's not. It's going to be a small element of this that's going to leave the question of, well, who would win? Because they're going to explore that when we get to actual Avengers in the MCU rebooted versus X-Men down the road. So hopefully that sort of took care of that for you guys. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will, and if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.